Hey, everybody, welcome into Gino's Best and Major Push Wrestling Talk Show Podcast. I'm here to talk about last night's episode of Smackdown, which was on August 16th, 2024. So let's get started. So the show opened up and it had like a Queen of the Ring championship celebration for Nia Jax, and Tiffany Stratton and Pretty Deadly were out there. It was okay. It just felt like a middle of the show type of segment. I would have liked if, it seemed like the point was to get Michin involved with this. And, they did a good job with that, I guess, but it just felt a little odd. Like, wasn't she champion last week? Like, this whole kind of episode of SmackDown felt like it was the immediate episode following the pay-per-view, but it wasn't. And we'll get to more of that in a bit, but that was a little confusing. You could tell that they wanted to rush through the segment by already having everybody in the ring. Probably didn't want to have to go through the effort of setting it up in the middle of the show, so I guess I get that. So we'll open the show with a B storyline, and I guess. And then we moved on to the third match in the Andrade Carmelo Hayes series. I think that they should just announce this as a best of 7 at this point. It was a good match. Carmelo Hayes is really showing out. Boston boy, let's go. Andrade, the mask he comes out doesn't feel like a luchador mask. They say he's like a luchador, but he doesn't really do luchador things. I'm sure he used to be and what have you, but I really feel like they could have done better with that. And then they had him win with just the kind of basic pinning combination. So is that supposed to make Andrade look good for being caught off? Is it a caught off guard? Is it, he got hit with a finisher and got beaten? No, didn't get hit with a finisher. So I'm curious to see what they're going to do with that. So we'll definitely get a rematch coming in soon. So Carmelo Hayes did get the victory. So that's still 2 to Andrade, 1 to Carmelo. And then we moved on to there was a backstage segment a little bit where Carmelo got involved, and then he came out to the ring where the girls, Jade, Naomi, and Bianca were kind of talking about and seeing whether or not, they're going to take the tag titles off of the tag team champions. So it led to after the Carmelo match, it led to a Naomi versus Blair Davenport match. I don't like Naomi's new presentation. I don't like her new song. I feel like she tries too hard, and I'm sure she's doing better than I would be doing at this point in time, but still, it just feels like she's very vanilla for how extra she is. So take that as you will. Now, I remember my girlfriend actually laughing at me after this match because I saw Blair Davenport win, and I was like, good. Might as well have somebody else that at least somebody new I don't care about winning. And then we led to a backstage segment with Grayson Waller and Austin Theory, and Grayson Waller's talking that smack about Kevin Owens, and Kevin Owens comes behind him and they have this interaction. It felt odd, and what really kind of was strange is they were acting like it was a thrown together type of match. Like, yeah, let's go out there and fight. And then all of a sudden, like literally right away, they had the graphic up on screen. It's like you take away the reality of it if you're gonna be so like you're gonna act like it's staged. And I prefer them to not have that match card just ready to go, making it seem like this match was planned, because obviously it's all planned, but they could have done something different. So I thought that was very strange, and I didn't appreciate it. It led to a 2-on-1 attack. I will say this. The shot of Kevin Owens like rising above Grayson Waller when he was in the security chair on the outside of the ring guard, I thought it was really good. The WWE, you could tell they're doing better things with the presentation. They're trying to make it more cinematic, but at the same time, they're also doing worse realistic things. So if they can get that all on the right track, I think that they'll be doing a great job. And so that whole situation ended after Cody Rhodes came in. Kevin Owens picked up the belt after he cleared the ring and gave it to Cody, but everyone's like, oh, because he took it right before Cody got it. I mean, if this doesn't lead to a Kevin Owens heel turn, it's just filler. and it's obvious. I'm going to give you a match because you deserve it. How many times does that person that's given that match win? I think the technical term for it is never. So we'll see what happens with that. But I just, when you already know what's going to happen, if Kevin Owens was a heel, it might be more believable. So we'll see if they end up pulling the trigger on that. I don't know if there's a lot of time. Then we had by far the match of the night, an absolute banger. As soon as I heard the Street Profits music, I got deflated. I was like, oh. Now it's not like I don't like the Street. I like Dawkins. I like Montez. The issue is I don't really care to see them. Boy, did they put me in my place. And the same thing with DIY and their whole shtick coming out. I mean, we are like, that's dumb in my opinion. But the music is pretty good. So they had an absolute banger of a match. There was a point towards the beginning of the match where Ford and Johnny Wrestling had these amazing chain grappling reversals, and it was to the point where Corey Graves had to interrupt. Oh God, Bad News Barrett on commentary to be like, look at this exchange between them. And I'll admit, because I didn't really have any care to watch it, I kind of picked up my phone and started. But once I heard him do that, I was like, all right, let me rewind it. And I rewind. I was like, it's not that impressive. And then it kept going. I was like, oh my God, this is good. And then I was like, all right, I'm watching. They got me hooked. That was good. And I'm so glad I decided to not peek at my phone anymore, because this was an amazing match. Near fall after near fall after near fall, double team finisher after double team finisher. And I just remember after Ford and Dawkins won, I was like, okay, all right, Street Profits, I see you. You made a believer out of me. I will be excited to see them moving forward. I want them to stop with the Red Solo Cup and the all that non-serious stuff. Like, you want me to take you seriously, act seriously. You can have fun, but don't be like goofy and silly. And that's what really turned me off to them a few years back. So we had that. They got the win. Number one contender match for the Bloodline. Either way, I don't see anybody taking the titles off the Bloodline until this Roman and Solo stuff is finished. So I guess it's good to have a match, but then it's just going to be on SmackDown, and then another title match on SmackDown next week. So it's with LA Knight. Speaking of LA Knight, he came out. Finally, WWE seems to be doing the right thing by LA Knight. You send him out there. He doesn't even need to walk to the ring. Have him stay on the stage, cut his music off, and cut a promo. Give that man a mic. Every single SmackDown that passes where he doesn't say something on the mic is an absolute miss for the entire show. So I'm really glad that they did that. That's all you needed. Like, it was electric, and his new music with the cymbals and the drums banging in the background instead of like that dead air. Really, really well done. Really well done with LA Knight. So the last thing of the night, well, they had cut back a bunch of forth to Solo, talking about how Roman Reigns, if he wants these Ula Falas, he can come get it, yada, yada, yada. And he walks out with only Tama Tonga. So Tangaloa, the ultimate botch machine, wasn't there. And Jacob Fatu, who's been hurt, wasn't there. So these two come out. They call Roman out. He comes out. Now that we know he's coming out, his new song is way more effective. It's not good for a quick pop in the middle of a match like they did when he brought him back at SummerSlam. So Roman Reigns come out. He got the overhand. He got the upper hand on them. 2-on-1. He picked up the Ula follow. I didn't think he was going to be able to put it on. Kind of made like a little heart shape with it on accident as he was about to put it on. So I thought that, the bloodline, heart, I thought that the imagery was really good. And they put it on and the crowd went absolutely nuts. And then Fatu came in and hit him. And then the Ula follow fell off. And I don't know whether I'm sure that was trying to be planned, but that was brilliant execution. And then they ended up getting the upper hand on Roman, putting him through a table, which was great. The problem was everybody in attendance, myself included, we at least expected an Uso, one of the Usos, to come out. They were even chanting Uso. They didn't. I thought that was a good idea because you would have. I wish I saw him. I wish I saw an Uso or two come out to help, but it was really good to leave us wanting more with that because the segment ended with Reigns lying flat and the ones to the sky. So I'm really excited to see where this is going. Roman Reigns hasn't said a single word since he's come back other than ooh-ah, and it is electric when he does that now. I bet Vince McMahon is rolling over in his hospital bed over this, if anybody gets that reference. Yeah, so we're having a great time with SmackDown. There are some things I wish they could have done better, and some things that they did better than I would have booked for myself. So that was SmackDown. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm actually going to be a guest on No DQ Video on Sunday, the No DQ review number 299. I will be one of the panelists there. I am super excited and super grateful for the opportunity. I hope that you guys who are watching this catch me Sunday night at 8 p.m. Eastern on that channel, No DQ Video. Really looking forward to it. A great group of guys I've been watching for a long time. And yeah, it's just going to be a wrestling-filled weekend. So whatever you guys think about it, whatever I said or whatever I didn't talk about on the show, please leave a comment below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys Sunday.